Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you all doing well out there, enjoying your Tuesday evening. I miss y'all this morning. I really, really did. I want to say, I hope you guys had a great morning. And if you really did, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. That's all I'm asking for. Okay? It is very, very simple. You know, send those likes all the way up. Send those positive vibes all the way up with that like button. That would really, really mean a lot. Okay, y'all. And, of course, if you haven't done this yet and this is your first time checking out this show, please do me the small favor of hitting that subscribe button, okay? Like I said, we're working hard out here in these streets for y'all. We're working so hard on these streets. Let me lower this down a little bit. We're working so hard in these streets for y'all that we're starting a half hour early today. Let me repeat that again. We starting a whole half hour early, a whole 30 minutes, y'all, for you guys. Why? You may ask why. Because we got some developing stories. We got some very interesting information out here that we are going to be jumping into very, very shortly. So if you haven't done that yet, please go support the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Okay, do me that small favor, guys. Come on, man. Hit that subscribe button, okay? And of course, join our Patreon. Why not? Shameless plug while I'm at it. All right? Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Trust me, you do not want to miss that. There's so many crazy things that I'm getting myself into as of recently. I've been very active, y'all. The past 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or something like that, have been very, very busy. And if you don't know why, then you're not part of the Patreon. That's why, baby. You need to join the Patreon, baby, so you can find out what's going on. It's that simple. Go to patreon.com/The Pascal Show. You get to see all of it in all of its glory. I still smell dead deer. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? That's what I was doing this morning. But you'll have to wait or go to my Patreon. Or you can go to my IG, The Pascal Show, one word, and you can find out what the heck I'm talking about when I say dead deer. You're going, dead deer? Oh, dear. Check it out. IG, The Pascal Show, one word. Anyway, moving on. I got my sister in the house. Breon is in the house. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. How you been, aside from smelling like dead deer?
I'm working hard, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to educate. You know, I'm trying to do what I need to do to mold you old and young minds out there. All y'all out there. I'm trying to do my damn diligence and make it dope for all y'all asses to come and watch this show. Make it entertaining, edutainment, dag nabbit. Okay, not everything has to be about missing people. Okay,
true.
We got to do some other things other than missing people stories. But I digress. We are talking about some not dead people. Actually, we are actually talking about some missing people or alleged criminals on the lam. Let's just say that. Fair? Out on the lam? Fair. Alleged criminals. Okay? Just to be fair, but you already know where I think on this whole story. Now, of course, we got to jump into some things. There has been a press conference that the Petito family had recently, and I wanted us to check this out because, honestly, I think this is a very telling piece that shows how much the media or how much that family is really watching their social media and listening to what's going on in the social media world, and how much it's touching and how they're reacting to the certain things that are being said out loud. Okay. But before we jump into that, I want to say a big thank you to the super chats that are flying in, like Sweet Indigo. Thank you so much for the $1.50 super chat. And of course, Fatal Flaw Dragon, thank you so much for the $3 super chat. Like I said, every little bit helps. I really, really do appreciate it. We on the show really do appreciate it. Okay. Now, we got to go into this story because obviously there's a lot going on. There are some other things that I am going to be talking about. Like, for example, there is Dog the Bounty Hunter, I guess, caught a scent. I guess that's what he said in the last video he did. He was like, oh, once you get that scent, it's just, oh, you just get so excited, brother. So apparently he caught a scent and found the campsite where Brian Laundrie was recently at, or was last at. There is a tour, little video tour of that campsite. So we are going to be looking at that here very, very shortly. But first, we got to look at this Gabby Petito family conversation, press conference that they recently had. And like I said, I think it's a very good piece because it shows everybody that they're watching, that they're listening. They know what's going on. It's just nice that there are other people that are actually, like the Petito family, are actually hearing what social media is saying, what the people are saying, not media, but the people are saying. We got to take a look at this video. All right.
Good afternoon. From the moment Nicole called to report that Gabby was missing, the worst fears of any parent played out before our eyes. That nightmare became a reality when the Grand Teton search and rescue team located their beautiful daughter. During that time, they had an outpouring of love and affection and sympathy from not just their family and friends, but from the law enforcement community, the press, and from people around the world. And for that, they thank you. They've been given the time and the space to grieve this awful loss. And we ask that you continue to respect their privacy and give them the space and time to go through this difficult process. Gabby Petito was a beautiful woman. Her infectious smile and love of life made people gravitate to her. Gabby Petito loved life, loved people, and loved experiences. She was the bright light in everyone's life that knew her. Gabby's family does not want that light to dim, and they want to make some good from this awful tragedy. That's why they're starting the Gabby Petito Foundation. I'm joined today with Joe and Tara Petito, with Jim and Nicole Schmidt, and close friend Gary Ryder. They're going to make some statements, and after that, we're going to take some questions. Nick. No?
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that we encountered out west in Wyoming, all of the law enforcement agencies out there and across the country for doing an amazing job with locating Gabby. Especially want to thank the Teton County Search and Rescue Team, who is a all-volunteer agency that come together. They are highly trained, and they were a part of that mission to find Gabby, and they did an unbelievable job. We were so grateful for everybody out there. They were second to none. They were unbelievable, and we are forever grateful for that. And everybody back home who helped us as well. It was amazing that we were able to get her. We're just happy to have her.
How you doing? I'd actually like to thank all you guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the media, press, especially the people that are behind the camera. All right, they don't get enough credit for what it is that they do. And so I do appreciate all them. Social media has been amazing. So I just like to thank everyone, for that. I do. It is greatly appreciated. That was very helpful in bringing our daughter home. So thank you very much.
I don't think we can thank everybody enough. I really want to thank the Aware Foundation and We Help the Missing for putting her poster out there. It reached over 2 million people within 48 hours. It was all over the world.
Yeah.
And I especially want to thank Detective Tracy Barry of the 5th Precinct here in Patchogue, because without her, we don't know when this would have even happened. She got the ball rolling. She's my angel, and I thank her the most. Thank you.
At this time, we'll be taking questions.
Dr. Burns, NBC News. The hashtag Justice for Gabby has been trending. You mentioned how much social media has been helpful in locating her and in this investigation. What does justice for Gabby look like from here?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah.
Justice for Gabby is that we see justice for her homicide. The FBI has classified her death a homicide. They are the premier agency in the country. They're investigating her death, and we believe through their investigation, we will have justice for Gabby.
Rick,
Yes.
we haven't heard from the Laundrie family. We haven't been able to hear much from the FBI. They can't share a lot with us about Brian's whereabouts. Is there anything that you can tell us about the efforts to find him, what the family thinks about where he might be, and the Laundrie family silence?
Again, for the Laundrie's silence, the Laundries did not help us find Gabby. They're sure is not going to help us find Brian. For Brian, we're asking you to turn yourself in to the FBI or the nearest law enforcement agency.
Yesterday, the Laundrie family released a statement saying that Mr. and Mrs. Laundrie are not helping Brian get away and hide. Do you believe them?
That's for the FBI to investigate. I believe that they're the preeminent law enforcement organization in this country, and I know they're investigating all avenues of this case.
Rich, Trevor L. from ABC.
Yes.
You touched on trusting the FBI here. Does it bother the family at all that Brian Laundrie is still not named as a suspect in Gabby's disappearance?
The parents are 100% happy with the FBI. They've been with us at every single step of the way, and we know that they will bring justice for Gabby.
The Foundation for Gabby from CNN. Can you or the family talk at all about or describe what kind of contact you've had with the Laundrie family since early September, and what your previous relationship was like with that family while Gabby and Brian Laundrie were dating? Any sort of insight you can give us into those contacts?
We're not going to talk about the relationship between the Petito, the Schmidt, and the Laundrie family.
I'm just gonna say something really quick. You see that look on the biological dad's face? I'm gonna roll that back one more time. I want you guys to see that. That look on his face was telling as hell. Shoot, look at that. Look at that look in his face. That look on his eye, in his eye. I'm gonna roll it back because I want to hear the question one more time. But look at his reaction. I mean, it's very telling.
Still not named as a suspect in Gabby's disappearance?
The parents are 100% happy with the FBI. They've been with us at every single step of the way, and we know that they will bring justice for Gabby.
The Foundation for Gabby from CNN. Can you or the family talk at all about or describe what kind of contact you've had with the Laundrie family since early September, and what your previous relationship was like with that family while Gabby and Brian Laundrie were dating? Any sort of insight?
Look at that. Tell us the relationship previous to this. Look at Papa right here. This is the biological father. This is the dad. All right. This is the ex-husband. Right. This, if I'm correct, this is the new husband. Okay, the stepdad. This is the biological. This is the stepdad. You see the look on it, the biological father's face, clear as day. He got some things to say. Clearly, they've had some words. Am I wrong with this, Lady Justice?
No, and it's not the first time. Even just a little bit earlier, when they mentioned Brian's name or his family's name, he was like eye rolling, like he cannot keep his face together. It says it all. He has some choice words. He has some things to expose.
You see what I'm saying? Like he clearly knows some stuff. It's something brewing in his mind. He's like, man, if I could just have this microphone, if I could just say what I need to say, or God knows what it's been like. Maybe they've gone to the, have had altercations on the front steps of the Laundrie family's home. You never know. Before Brian disappeared, right? The possibilities in this situation just are endless, right? But let's continue, because obviously Papa Petito got words. Okay, so let's go.
We're not going to talk about the relationship between the Petito, the Schmidt, and the Laundrie family. The Petito and Schmidt family have spoken with the FBI, and they've requested that we don't discuss any relationship between Gabby, between Brian, or between the three families.
Can you tell us about the foundation?
Yes.
If you don't want her light to go dim, so what will the foundation do to keep her light shining?
We're just hoping that through our tragedy with losing Gabby, that in the future that some good can come out of it, that we can help other people that may be in a similar situation, reach out to these other organizations that do similar things and find out what's missing. What can we do to fill that void? What can we do to help people? Just from the Aware Foundation alone, and reaching 2 million people, they told us that other law enforcement agencies are now starting to look back at other missing persons cases and starting to reinvestigate them and look into them. And we're just hopeful that we're able to help people in the future, just try to get through something similar.
In the vein of not letting her light grow dim, I noticed Mom and Dad have some new tattoos that resemble that of Gabby. Would you be willing to tell us about that?
Yeah, these were tattoos that Gabby designed herself. She was an artist, and
I wanted to have her with me all the time.
So we all.
I feel it. This helps.
We all put them. We all.
Can you all show us?
Got 'em.
Everybody.
It's all right, we do.
Oh, he got the
Let it be.
he got the finger tattoo and everything. He went to town on this, and she got the wow. Okay,
Let it be.
Let it be.
Believe.
that's what's up.
Yeah, sure.
And you said Gabby designed those.
Gabby drew this one.
Yeah.
Listen, here's the end all, right? We need
Let the daddy
positive
speak.
stuff to come from the tragedy that happened.
Bang.
All right. We can't let her name be taken in vain. We need positive stuff. All right. So anything that we can do to bring that up and help people, that's what we want to do.
Joe, do you think Brian's still alive?
I'm not going to talk about it.
He got words. He got something. He got more than just like I said, this dude probably needs a good couple beers, right? A good couple beers with a bunch of his buddies, and he'll just let it rip. I'm telling you, he got words. He got things to say right now, y'all. But let's continue with this.
Yes.
Efforts to save her music, just about the community coming together. I mean, we've been at the memorial almost every day, and you have people coming from all over Long Island, from Montauk to the West End, because they all say they felt such a connection to Gabby. Like somebody said, she reminds them of her son, things like that. What does that mean to you that she just drawn emotions from so many people over the country? I mean, I'm sure, and your Blue Point community with the candles being lit. Can you just step up and possibly respond to that outpouring and what it's meant to you?
I don't know how to respond to that. I just hope that people are inspired by her. It's hard to put into words, but it means a lot to me that she's touched so many lives already, and this is only 2 weeks into it, and I'm so proud of her for doing this, and we're gonna keep it going. Like you said, keep the light going and help a lot of people if we can.
And will the foundation just be for missing children or missing adults as well? I think it said children, but I didn't know.
We're still working out, this has only been a few days, so we're still working that out. We want to help in any way we can. I just want to add to the last question that we've received letters, emails, cards from all over the world, from Australia, from Europe, We had people from Italy. We had people at the funeral that came from as far away as Texas, as Florida, as California. So people from all over the country have called and sent their well wishes.
Can you confirm that the fraudulent activity that Brian's been charged with, was that Gabby's card that he was using?
That's something you're going to have to talk to the FBI about. That I know that they have unsealed an indictment, so I believe they would be the best agency to deal with that.
And just a question for Joe. Joe, you mentioned social media. Can you tell me, do you feel obviously that the outpouring of people all across the world with tips coming in that social media helped find Gabby? And how do you feel knowing that she was someone who wanted, you know, she was in social media, the videos she made, everything else?
I don't want to dismiss the ridiculously hard work that the FBI and law enforcement all around did, but social media has been amazing and very influential. To be honest, it should continue for other people too.
Bingo.
This same type of heightened awareness should be continued for everyone, and that goes for you all too.
Joe, your words at the memorial service were very touching to many people. And I'm wondering if you've heard from people who heard your words about being inspired by Gabby's life and also leaving bad relationships.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you do that?
Again, we've received messages from individuals on many issues since we started the foundation, and there are some that were really personal, and at this point we're not going to get into that.
Has the family spoken with Jen Bethune, the woman who took the video of the van?
We've spoken with numerous people that gave tips to the FBI and to us.
So they have spoken with Jen Bethune?
I believe they have.
What do you make of people like Dog the Bounty Hunter and John Walsh getting involved in looking for Brian Laundrie?
Again, we, just like we ask for help to look from everyone, that if they see Brian Laundrie or any information on that, we're asking that they call the local law enforcement or the FBI. We welcome everybody's help to find him. And if you have any information, we're asking that you call the FBI tip line or your local police department. So we'll take help from everybody.
What's the plans for her remains? Has FBI Denver contacted you about timing or when that might be tracked? Will somebody
Do you
go
want
out
to
there?
talk about it? You want to talk about it?
I didn't get a question.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. So part of our goal was we wanted to bring her home as quickly as possible, but it's important for the FBI, the Teton County Sheriff's, the Teton County Coroner's Office to hold on to her for as long as they need. We want to make sure that no matter what, we do not impede their investigation in any way. We wanted her home immediately, but we understand their position, and we know that she's safe with them, and as long as she's with them. And it was a very tough decision to have to make to come home, but we felt it was important to come home so we could mourn her and celebrate her life and be with our family and friends. And when they're ready to release her, we will be bringing her home.
You know, and here it is. I do think that it was obviously the right thing to do, which was to give the FBI, give forensics, give the coroner and all that the time to do what they need to do as far as finding out what's her cause of death. If there's any pieces of evidence that is still maybe remaining on her body that could get us closer or get them closer to finding out what really happened to Gabby, how she was taken from this world. The other thing is, though, I want to go back on on what Joseph Petito just said. This man knows exactly what's going on in the rest of the world. You know, he's in touch with that. Instead of him using this microphone to just be like, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, he said, no, not only my daughter. There are other people of other races, other sex, gender, creed that are sitting here needing needing the help, needing the attention that nobody's paying attention to. Then he was like, and it's up to you guys. It's up to y'all to put those other missing people out in the forefront. Not only just on social media. Not only just on social media, but in mainstream media as well. I mean, I commend this dude because this is the thing that we are talking about. I know some people don't want to talk about that, but let's keep it real. We've been talking about that on this channel. And I would hope that if Gabby Petito was black, this would be the same result. This would be the same hunt, the same reaction, the same care, the same attention. And that's exactly what Joseph Petito is basically said right then and there, because he ain't dumb. And now because he now knows what it feels like. He is on that side of the fence, and he's going without everyone obsessed about this, without channels like my own and many other channels just taking the time to watch these videos, to put out this information. Maybe she'd still be lost somewhere. She would not have been found. But he realizes that there are other people that are still missing to this day. I just heard something about a Summer Wells, a young girl, been missing since July, if I'm correct. There are other people, the Orson West twins, that have been missing for a good long time now. There's so many other stories that are beyond race that are out here that do not have the same attention. And they should. Doesn't matter how salacious the story is. Doesn't matter if another Brian Laundrie is out on the loose. These stories should be put out in the front. Should be a part of our zeitgeist. But they're not. I commend this man for saying what he said. It's most definitely something that we need to talk about, and needs to be a light needs to be shed on that. And I appreciate him using this platform, using this time to call out the BS. Lady Justice, what are your thoughts before we move on to the next piece?
I just say, let's just continue. There's a lot that I'm still trying to digest over here. So.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Actually, I think he says it again here. Let me pull this up again. There is a lot to digest. It very much is. You're very right. There's a lot going on in here, y'all. And it's deep seated, and it's there's a lot going on. I see over 400 souls in the house right now. So do me a small favor, hit that like button. Let's see that those likes go past 200 likes. That would really mean the world to me, y'all. We started early today just so we can give you guys as much information as we know right now live. So if you appreciate the conversation, you appreciate us covering this stuff, please send those likes past 200. Let's go. I love all y'all who are coming in. And please, by all means, I hate to do this, but hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? Help a brother out. Hit that like button. Let me show this little bit. I could be wrong, but I think he does repeat it one more time here. And I want us to see it really quick. Okay. Appreciate you guys' patience and time watching this.
The country, the world, to help lead you to Gabby and help you find Gabby. Do you have a similar?
I think I could be wrong.
To help you find
Here it is.
I want to help. I want to ask everyone to help all the people that are missing and need help. And like I said before, it's on all of you, everyone that's in this room, to do that. And if you don't do that for other people that are missing, that's a shame, because it's not just Gabby that deserves that. So look to yourselves on why not that's not being done.
I don't think I need to say any more on this subject, but he said it again. He didn't do it just once, but 2 times a lady. Like, I'm just saying, he wanted to make sure that was abundantly clear. And I commend him for it. I commend him for coming out and saying what he needs to say. Real talk. That's dope. Just saying. We need other people to say these things so that so other people can be brought to justice, so other people can be found. That's just what I'm going to say about that.
Mhm.
Breon.
No, I think it's a good reminder for us all that Gabby is a representation of often what we let pass us by. Someone wrote in the chat that, Gabby, was on social media. She was a content creator. Had this viewer disappeared, no one would care. And I think it's important that we have to care. Everybody's humanity matters. Everyone matters. And if we don't treat people as if they matter, if we don't treat people with that care and give attention to these cases, if we don't act like the beautiful soul that you had streamed the interview earlier, who had that inclination to go out and search for the other two missing women, in Moab, like we're not going to go anywhere, and we're not going to move forward. So I think his words are so important for us to really sit with and think about, that everyone matters, whether they go missing or not. If you notice a story isn't getting covered, it's up to you, all the viewers, everyone, to do what they can to make sure that we all remember people and that we make sure that they matter.
Right.
Even if there's no resolution, the thing is, did you try or did you sit in complacency?
Yep. That's the question. It's just like, hey, if you know of anything, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you sit on. Doesn't matter if you have melanin in your skin or not. Every single life that is on this planet that is lost should be found. Or those cases should not just end up being cold cases where we all just sit there and shrug our shoulders and just, throw up our hands and say, well, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
We should all be looking into these things, because you never know. Somebody next door might see something, or, of somebody who went missing, or you could be sitting eating dinner somewhere and suddenly out of nowhere, boom, the person that was sitting next to you is gone. I, in the interview that I did with Cindy Sue Hunter, by the way, that is out. So please take some time to check it out. Cindy Sue Hunter was the person that found Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner. And the thing is that here it is. She took her time. She took the time to just go out of her way and scoured 60 miles of trail. And the funny thing is that all she had to do was go over to the camping site that Kylan and Crystal were their campsite, only to find them yards away.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. The cops couldn't find them. That's weird. That's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
But she was able to find them within 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
5 hours of searching. But she also said, there's information, there's windows that outlook where their camping site was. Maybe somebody was taking a photo. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are so busy in our own stuff, too busy uploading things on social media, looking at our phones, that sometimes you could be standing right there in the middle of a crime scene or middle of a moment where somebody is going missing without even knowing. So it's like, it is our responsibility to keep our heads up, keep our heads on a swivel and see what's going on in the world. Like I said, doesn't matter the race. It shouldn't matter the race. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
But we still have people that are missing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So Joseph Petito, I give him mad props for saying what he said. He had an opportunity to use that platform to turn it into something else and only be about his daughter. And he turned it for something good.
Mm-hmm.
And I commend him for it. Go ahead.
And just think about the fact that oftentimes when we think about what I'm going to say resolved missing persons, oftentimes they don't end up resolved in a positive light. But when we think about it, oftentimes it's right underneath our noses. It's, it's rare that you'll have the body is 500 miles away. They're usually within that area. It's usually that one thing that we missed. Did we check that freezer? We checked everywhere in the hotel, but did we check the freezer? Where the one, I remember, young Black woman had gone missing. She was still in the building. They just didn't think to check the freezer. And I think to myself that it's important to listen to those pulls. Like, if you feel an instinct, if you feel an inkling, share it. Even if you think you could be wrong, share it. I mean, what were the odds of the woman finding the van? Something happened. A serendipitous moment happened where she then checked the footage and she had that van in that spot. Look, I think it's just important that we unplug and just think about these things. Think about how we're connected to the world. Think about how we can be present, so that we can help out better in these situations.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree.
And prevent them. If we're present, how much we could prevent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to go into the next piece because I do agree with you 110%. And this is the piece that everybody's waiting for. You know what I mean? The moment we've all been waiting for. Now, Doug the bounty hunter. Okay. Doug. Okay. Doug the bounty hunter. Okay, as we already know, he has made it very, very known a few days ago that he was going to be out on a hunt. He was going to go and track this man down, track Brian Laundrie down. So here it is, y'all. Apparently, remember in the interview that he had a few days ago, he said, once I catch a scent, I get really excited because it's awesome. Looks like Dog could have possibly picked up a scent. We got a video, a little interview from him covering this whole situation. Apparently, Dog the bounty hunter found Brian's campsite. Let's take a listen to what he has to say. It's a short one, but it's good. Let's go.
We're down here in Florida in Fort DeSoto. It's almost dark. So we had a very good lead come up today that he was down here in this park, not very far away. We checked our lead out. It is confirmed. The parents were down here 2 times. It was September 1st through the 3rd and September 6th through the 8th.
Okay, I'm going to run that back one more time because this is very important information for all you social media sleuths, you digital detectives out there. I got to run this back one more time because they cut this terribly. And he says a lot of stuff in this 1 minute. So I'm going to roll it back again so we can hear the top part one more time. He just said parents were there, this camping site, twice. Let's run it back.
Confirmed. The parents were down here 2 times. It was September 1st through the 3rd and September 6th through the 8th. They registered to stay at this park. They were registered, went through the gate. They're on camera. They were here. And they
went through the gate a couple times. Twice. 2 separate times. Third. What did he say? 1st through the 3rd and 6th through the 8th. If I'm correct. I don't want to misquote. I will play this video one more time again in its entirety without me interrupting so we all hear it in all of its glory. But let's continue.
They did enter. They did come here. Allegedly, what we're hearing is 2 people left on the 8th. 3 people came in on the 6th and 2 people left on the 8th. I think he's been here for sure. So there's a lot of little islands around the area where we're at that he could get to on a canoe. We talked to the caretakers today of the islands. They said he could be out here, that he was here for sure, not over in the swamp.
I'm going to run that back one more time because, like I said, this is edited terribly. I don't know what this is, and I know a lot of people feel some type of way about Dog. It's very polarizing. Some people are like, "Yo, go get that bone, Dog. Go get it." And then some other people are like, "Man, he clout chasing like a mug." For me, hey man, whatever means for us to get this son of a gun arrested and detained by any means necessary, in my personal opinion. And if it means that a reality star, a reality bounty hunter is going to go run around and grab him, I just hope it works. That's all I care about. But I'm going to run it one more time for you guys to listen to. I got another video for us to check out. Let's run it one more again.
Here in Florida, in Fort DeSoto, it's almost dark. So we had a very good lead come up today that he was down here in this park, not very far away. We checked our lead out. It is confirmed. The parents were down here 2 times. It was September 1st through the 3rd and September 6th through the 8th. They registered to stay at this park. They were registered, went through the gate. They're on camera. They were here and they did enter. They did come here. Allegedly, what we're hearing is 2 people left on the 8th. 3 people came in on the 6th and 2 people left on the 8th. I think he's been here for sure.
What did I say, y'all? I just want to say it. I just wanted to say this because I know a lot of y'all have been watching this show with us. We've been going through this stuff, watching this, and being the detectives that we have been. We all been speculating. You know, we all been conspiring. Okay, we've all been coming up with our own things. But I told y'all, they've been out. Parents were involved with his ish. I guarantee you that. And here it is, coming from a reality star. But hey, if you don't believe me, let's take a look at this other video. Because this other video is quite interesting as well. Now, Dog the Bounty Hunter was apparently on a phone call talking about this to somebody. I don't know who this person is. I feel bad because, you know, but he's shooting this conversation with Dog the Bounty Hunter. The Dog the Bounty Hunter goes into much more detail in this video. Let's take a look at this. Like I said, the information he says in here is exactly what I've been saying. Exactly what I've been saying. Let's take a listen.
Hold on 1 second, Dog. Luis.
Sure.
Luis. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. So I'm just going to record this. So what did you guys discover? What's the deal with the campground?
So we discovered that on the early September, the mother and father had registered to stay at a campground, and you got the name from the 1st to the 3rd. And they stayed in campground number 1. Then on the 6th through the 8th of September, they registered again to stay at the campground, and this time they stayed in space 15. When they came in, at least on the 6th, there were three people in the vehicle, which was the truck, you know, at the dad's house. And you have to fill out a piece of paper, and whoever filled it out said Brian, his mom, and his dad, right? So when they saw the truck leave on the 8th, there was only 2 people in it, not 3. This place is, how many acres, honey, is it? Hundreds of acre place that has got small islands all the way around it. So in a canoe or a, what's it called that he could have stolen? Any kind of little boat. What is it called? The little boat? The canoe. No, something else. This is for the ocean.
You think he could be out on one of those islands?
Yes.
And do you have surveillance video? Have you seen video of him going into the campground?
No, but I've got information that they got it. This is for sure. I wouldn't bust this loose without it being for sure.
And did you tell the FBI?
Well, who do I call? They're off. The authorities. The FBI's off at 5. They don't work on weekends. Who do I call?
So you called the authorities, though. You called police.
Yes, I called some of my friends. Yeah, that
Okay.
we met by the dad.
Okay, sorry, real quick. I don't mean to interrupt this, but how can Dog the Bounty Hunter know about going to the campground and looking up paperwork and surveillance video and the local law enforcement didn't even think about this. Does this make sense to you, y'all? I'm going to run this back because it's a lot to digest here, okay? But I'm just asking, does this make any, Lady Justice, come on, man. Does any of this make sense?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But then again, you know what? Dog never made sense to me. So
facts, but
but then there are those weird oddities where you get like those alleged claims that, Brian is posting 3-second videos and of him at water, and none of us fully know exactly, what's fact or what's not fact. And once again, I think any tip, any explanation can help at this point, instead of continuing to spend tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars on resources in one area where you still haven't found any signs of a person.
Right, and I know that that river video is fake.
Okay,
that river video apparently is fake news, but thing is like I just, like I said, let me roll it back because, like I said, I'm not sitting here saying that he capping. I'm not sitting here saying that he's lying. I'm not. I really do think that he found this evidence. But like I said before, still, no matter what, even though I believe Dog the Bounty Hunter, because I really do believe him, I really do, the other part doesn't make sense as well. Even if he was lying, even if Doug the Bounty Hunter was lying, wouldn't the FBI, local authorities, whoever, do whatever they need to do? Wouldn't they have done their due diligence? How is this a rock that did not get overturned? You know what I mean? That's the part that doesn't make sense. You the law enforcement, you didn't think about going to the camping grounds in which the parents hopefully had told you they went to, just to see who signed up on paper, who was going to be at that campground and everything. Because of course, in the paperwork it says Roberta and I forgot the father's name, but the parents, right, and Brian. Then only 2 people left. 2. So what? This is not making any sense to me, y'all.
But if the family didn't tell the FBI, now should it be on the FBI to check all the parks around that have campsites, knowing that he's an outdoorsman? 100%, absolutely. Do I think, wouldn't the FBI be on it? I mean, I'm reminded of what was it the mother who had said in the interview, or one of the family members has said in the interview about John Walsh. It's the people who find people. We wouldn't have had America's Most Wanted if the FBI and the CIA and everyone was able and had the full capacity to do the search. I mean, I think at the end of the day, the FBI is not the end all be all. They can't find everything.
I get it. But at the same time, this seems like a very large piece that anyone would have thought of doing first.
But think about, we're not even hearing from them. The FBI isn't even saying anything.
Nope,
so we don't know what the FBI has found. I mean, sometimes active investigations are things that you can't report on. Like,
that is true.
So they may know a lot of stuff that they just can't say, or they're just not willing to say yet because they're still trying to connect dots. We have not heard from them. So everything right now is speculation, and I think people are genuinely only trying to help. I mean, whether they're, sleuths, clout chasers, just in it for the money, at the end of the day, it's getting people to look. It's getting people to wake up to missing persons reports, and I think that's what's important.
Word. And you know what? You're right. Instead of me throwing them under the bus, because I'm not trying to. I swear to God, people,
I know.
I'm not. But when you have somebody who's giving out the information, you kind of go, well, wait a second. Why didn't we hear about this before? That makes no sense. I feel like, you know what I mean? But I understand. Sometimes they're working and it's classified, and they're not going to give out all the information. But they've been giving. There's been so many other pieces of information that has come out I just wonder why this hunk of information was not put out a while ago. But shout out to Doug or Dog the Bounty Hunter. If this is 110% true, shout out to him for digging this thing up. But like I said, I feel like this is such an obvious thing to do when there's somebody who out on the lam, or parents who sit there and go, "Oh no, he left on Tuesday. He just went in. He was feeling very 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 sad. He just wanted to meditate and be a part of the swamp. So he took the Mustang out. You know what I mean? And we thought he was going to come back home, but oh my Lord, oh my word, he gone. That makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense, because why would you leave a person's only transportation away from a very dangerous area? Why would you take that away? Like that to me just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you? It's like, why couldn't more people be like I always forget her name, where she said she didn't touch the bunny, she didn't touch the campsite because she knew she was in a crime scene or suspected it. Like, why would you, if you know that the whole U.S. is looking for this guy, or at least a lot of people in the U.S. are thinking about this guy and looking for him, and you know that he's going to somehow return, why would you take his only mode of transportation? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. That to me is just a red flag.
Thank you. See what I'm saying? No matter what, even so, and just to add on top of that, okay, you have a family or neighbors that were sitting there talking about, yes, they left during this time, they were gone for a while, they took the camper, they took Brian with them, and they were like, no, we don't remember seeing him coming back. But we know that they left with Brian on a trip. You don't think, oh, let's go and make sure. Let's go and do our due diligence. Let's go see what camping grounds they went to during that time. Now, Dog the Bounty Hunter, a celebrity, a reality show celebrity, goes and finds this information that easy? See what I'm saying? Like, we didn't talk about that ish? Like I said, no one else thought about doing that. I mean, I guess that's why he's Dog the Bounty Hunter. Oh my God. But anyway, I see over 800 souls in the house right here on all the platforms right now. Please go crush that like button down below. Send those likes past 300 likes. That would really mean a lot. I see a bunch of y'all in here. We really appreciate it. We are covering this story. We are talking about this. But before we jump into this and bring this, I'm going to play this back, okay, guys, because I think we need to check this out. But before we do that, I wanted to say a big thank you to the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Neil Johnson. Thank you. Says, local law enforcement has botched this up. They should have checked all local campgrounds, as you state. The lawyer for Brian's family is horrible. I couldn't agree more. He admits the dog's findings and calls it baloney, all in the same press release text. You know, I haven't seen the press release text, but I would love to see it. So if anybody has it, or Breon, if you can find it, please send it to me, because I want to see this buffoonery. Please. That lawyer is dumb. Like, that lawyer dumb. But we've been knowing that already. Okay? But let's so again, thank you so much for the $20 super chat, Neil Johnson. Thank you. The highest super chat of the chat so far. Like I said, any bit helps this show, so we can keep fueling you guys with your conversations, controversies, and pop culture for the day, night, evening, whatever, month, whenever you're watching this show right here. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Please. You know, we're going to be covering this, and I cover a lot of other stories. I just did the Crystal and Kylan Schulte story with Cindy Sue Hunter, the woman who found Kylan and Crystal's body. Please go and check that out if you get some time. That's the most recent video I did. So please, if you get some time, please check that out. Okay. But we got to go back into this video because I want to play it again uninterrupted so we can hear it one more time so we can get all that stuff buried in our brains. Okay. I also do have a drive-through of the campsite. So we're going to be looking at that very, very shortly. But without further ado, let's knock into this ish.
Hold on 1 second, Doug. Luis. Sure. Luis. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. So I'm just going to record this. So what did you guys discover at what's the deal with the campground?
So we discovered that on the early September, the mother and father had registered to stay at a campground, and you got the name from the 1st to the 3rd. And they stayed in campground number 1. Then on the 6th through the 8th of September, they registered again to stay at the campground, and this time they stayed in space 15. When they came in, at least on the 6th, there were three people in the vehicle, which was the truck, at the dad's house. And you have to fill out a piece of paper, and whoever filled it out said Brian, his mom, and his dad, right? So when they saw the truck leave on the 8th, there was only 2 people in it, not 3. This place is, how many acres, honey, is it? Hundreds of acre place that has got small islands all the way around it. So in a canoe or a, what's it called that he could have stolen? Any kind of little boat. What is it called? The little boat? The canoe. No, something else.
I think he's meaning like kayak or something like that. That's what I think, or a pontoon boat, something like that. I don't know. That's a stretch, but hey, these are the only boats I can think of that are small and easily usable, like to steal or to navigate by yourself. Maybe. I don't know. Let's keep going.
This is for the ocean.
You think he could be out on one of those islands?
Yes.
And do you have surveillance video? Have you seen video of him going into the campground?
No, but I've got information that they got it. This is for sure. I wouldn't bust this loose without it being for sure.
And did you tell the FBI?
Well, who do I call? They're off. The authorities. The FBI's off at 5. They don't work on weekends. Who do I call?
So you called the authorities, though. You called police.
Yes, I called some of my friends. Yeah, that
Okay.
we met by the dad. But yes, this is for sure good. Absolutely positive. They checked in there. They left, and he didn't leave with them. There's a huge possibility that yes, he could be there. And there's also a possibility that he was there and left. But for one thing, for absolutely sure, he was there in September. For positive.
Hold on one.
So he was there. They wrote it. They signed their names. They put their names and all that stuff when they registered for those 2 separate campgrounds, according to Dog the Bounty Hunter. Then the second time that they were there for 3 days, because they did 2 separate trips, it sounds like, they left without Brian. Again, he's saying that these places are near islands, little islands off the coast, that he could easily take a little rowboat or something like that, a raft. Latif said a tug, a dinghy, whatever. He could have easily just jumped in that thing and just rowed. He had plenty of time to figure it out. Plenty of time to muster up enough courage, right? Muster up enough courage to row across the ocean. Let me say this too, though. This is also an outdoorsman. He's very outdoorsy. So who's to say he didn't do that? Just saying. Somebody who's that outdoorsy. You don't think they haven't rowed a boat or two in their life? Something to think about. What are your thoughts, Lady Justice?
I said what I said earlier about him being an outdoorsman, so I don't need to repeat those thoughts and take up time.
Word. Fair enough. Like I said, he ain't in a swamp. And we're burning $200,000 a day. $200,000 a day. Looking at some damn swamp. He ain't in the swamp, y'all. He is not in the swamp. And if Dog the bounty hunter figured this thing out, man, I will be impressed. If he's literally off on an island somewhere, I will be incredibly impressed. There is another video here I want to take a look at. Of course, we got to do these commercial-ish. But before I do that, of course, because like I said, people are looking at the new area of interest. As you see right here, we do have another super chat. I wanted to grab that before it disappears on my ears. Okay, real quick. Where did it go? Where did it go? Bang! Neil Johnson, another $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Teton Park is lit. Lit 4 deaths in a month. Hard to believe. I guess literally 4 deaths in a month. Hard to believe they're not connected. You guys are great, by the way. Common sense, fair, and balanced. Thank you. I mean, we tried. It's hard out here. I just talk crazy. Breon is the one with the common sense. I just talk crazy. But Neil, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. She's laughing because she's like, it's true. It's true. Moving on. Moving on. Let's get back to this news clip real quick. Like I said, or you want to say something, Breon?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I just saw the mute go off, so I was like, "Oh snap!" She go say, "It's true. He's crazy. Help me. He's crazy." Let's go on to the next piece here. There's of course more developing stories here. Is this the right one? Nope. This is the right one. Bang. Of course, it's a new area of interest. Of course, the islands. Okay. So we got to take a look at this. Maybe Dog the Bounty Hunter is directing us in the right direction. Maybe. Just maybe. Okay? And maybe he could be completely wrong. Or here's the other option too. Let me just say this really quick before I play this news clip, all right? This other theory is, what if this is another option or opportunity for the parents to make everybody look right while their son keeps going left? Another Kansas City shuffle. Just think about that though. They could roll in and sign some names and say that they were there with Brian to ward off Brian's scent. You see what I'm saying? So maybe this could be fake news as well. Like I said, the parents are involved, allegedly. Let's continue.
The parents of Gabby Petito speak for the very first time tonight since Gabby's body was found 2 Sundays ago.
They're remaining tight-lipped about the investigation, but they say they have full confidence in the FBI.
And the search continues for Brian Laundrie locally with a new area of interest.
Now, I'm sorry for pausing it again, but look at these options. Just look at that. Look at that. Just look at that. He got options, y'all. He got options.
It's Fort DeSoto Park in Pinellas County. You can see Action Air 1 was overhead today.
And that's where we find our Heather Lee live for us tonight. Heather, why is the investigation turning to this park more than 60 miles away from their previous search area and a completely different county?
Well, Jameson, it's because we were able to confirm that Roberta Laundrie, Brian's mother, did check in to this Fort DeSoto Park between September 6th and September 8th. You can see her name right here on this Pinellas County Parks Fort DeSoto Campground check-in report. And while we do not know officially if Brian or even her husband was with her, their lawyer confirms all three of them did go on this trip together and that Brian came home with them after that trip. Now, here's video again. Action Air 1 took just above Fort DeSoto this morning. We flew out here to see if there was any police activity, and we did not see anything. We've reached out to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office for video surveillance at the entrances and exits of the park during the same dates that would show people coming and going. But we were told those videos are part of an active investigation with Northport PD and the FBI. We also found a chopper owned by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office was circling the Fort DeSoto Park last night between 11:40 p.m. until 12:40 this morning. When we asked what they were doing, they told us it's part of an active investigation and to reach out to Northport PD and the FBI. Now, we do want to remind you, Brian's parents are not considered suspects and have not been charged with anything. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, Gabby Petito's family held a press conference this afternoon to announce the Gabby Petito Foundation to provide resources and guidance to other families searching for their children and how they think the FBI is doing in this case.
The parents are 100% happy with the FBI.
Sure. Very interesting, though, right? We already saw this part, so we don't need to play this part. But very interesting, right? Mama registered them. Like I said, it could be something to ward off the scent, to make people look somewhere else while he's going completely in a completely different direction. Now, there are people who are speculating. I'm seeing Jeffrey in the comments right now sitting here going, maybe Roberta took Brian's life. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think that that family is suddenly a family of killers. I really don't think so. I think that Brian has something to do with the death of Gabby Petito. I think it was with his own hand, but he did something that suddenly it just woke up bloodlust for the parents too. I just don't think it's that. I really. So he doesn't live a life in prison for what he has done, allegedly. But let's keep it real. There is a possibility that Roberta, the mama, registered. She could be the mastermind behind this whole thing about him disappearing. You never know. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to go onto this camping ground. We're going to do this stuff. We're going to make it seem like it's one way. And then we're going to, do something else. Because for a fact, people are going to be looking. I don't know. We're going to make people think that you went to the swamp. We're going to make people, and then worst case scenario, we're going to make people think you went to this camping ground, possibly, right? While you're really in Jamaica or Mexico or in Canada, having a grand old time, living somewhere. I don't know, maybe hiding in a box somewhere. The possibilities are endless here, y'all. But like I said, I don't think he's in any damn swamp. We would have found his ass by now. They would have found him. $200,000 a day? I'm serious, man. You're sitting there going, hey, find a needle in that swamp, $200,000 a day. Guarantee you're going to find that needle. You're going to find that needle real quick because you're burning taxpayers' dollars every single day that you go out there coming back empty-handed. That is a full-on human body, guys. Full-on human body. And you're telling me that these guys are coming back from the swamp, finding nothing, not even a body floating in the water? Not even that. I'm just saying. Doesn't make any sense. They're looking in the wrong direction. Now, Dog the Bounty Hunter could be right. And he could be wrong. but at least it's a direction to look at, not some damn swamp. Now, if he's found in the swamp, I'll eat my words. I'll be like, okay, my bad. I was wrong. But I don't think he's in there. And they're wasting their time. Lady Justice, thoughts?
At this moment, I don't have any.
Fair enough.
I don't have any because I think that, what you said, has been revamped, and has been rehashed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's not anything that I haven't thought about.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, let's see this. I think maybe did you send me something else in the private chat? Oh, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, though there's a Twitter. Apparently, it's alleged that these are legitimate screenshots from the attorney that are confirming that the family went to the campsite. This is what you had asked to see could be found. I just followed a trail. Once again, I'm just saying allegedly, because even though it says the attorney's name, that doesn't mean that someone can't just put someone's name in the phone and then take a screenshot. So that's just what I found.
That is very, very true. And yeah, that's what sucks about technology. The wonderful things and the terrible things about technology. Just as much as it can be as real as can be, there's always that speculation of it being fake, or it's been doctored in some sort of way, or redacted, or to anything. I mean, you got these apps all day long where people are doing crazy stuff like this. But let's take a look at this particular one here real quick. I got a screenshot of a Twitter, of a text that was going on here, and then of course we're going to take a look at the grounds that they have a tour of the grounds here shortly. But this is what it says here. It says, so this is from Stephen Bertolino. That's the lawyer. All right. So he's receiving these text messages. Can you confirm Roberta Laundrie checked into Fort DeSoto campground on September 6th in campground 001? He says, not sure which site, but they three stayed on the 6th through the 7th to the 7th of September. He says, or somebody else said, but in the Fort DeSoto campground, right? It was Brian and his parents. Yes, he says. And they all left. Okay, great. Thank you. Did Brian go home with them? He says, yes. Thank you very much. That's one screenshot. All right. I'm sure there's another one here, which I'm going to take a look. Is there more? I hope there's more than that.
I'm not sure if there was more. There was an article too from KU TV that reported on this as well.
Gotcha. Hold on. KU TV. Boom. I see it. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Hold on. Let me get this up so everybody can see this. And this is wild too. Boom. There it is. Laundrie family attorney confirms family stayed at campground after son's return. Okay. And this is the same screenshot right here. But here it is. Brian Laundrie's family attorney has confirmed that Laundrie and his parents stayed at a campground in Florida after returning home from his road trip without his fiancée. New York attorney Stephen Bertolino confirmed that the three family members checked into Fort DeSoto campground and stayed there from September 6th to the 7th. So they stayed there for one day. The campground, and then of course we already read all this, and he's like, yeah, they all left that day though. All right, the campground is located over an hour away from their home city of Northport, Florida. So this is it right here. Let me blow this up a little bit. This is here. They live right here, and it's an hour and 14-minute drive from Northport to Fort DeSoto Park Campground. And they went there two separate times in a span of almost like a 3-day break. They went up there. They were there for a few days, for 3 days. They went back home, stayed for 2 maybe, and then headed back up there. Then, with what Dog the Bounty Hunter says, they left him there. The mom and dad drove back home. So, here it is. On Monday News reported that Dwayne Chapman, also known as Doug the Bounty Hunter, from his TV series, followed up on a tip that Laundrie and his parents went to the campground some 75 miles away from their home in Northport, but only 2 of them returned. Chapman told Fox News that he received a tip that Laundrie's parents stayed with him at Fort DeSoto Park on 2 occasions, September 1st to the 3rd, and again from the 6th to the 8th. There it is. Confirmed. That ish really went down. So if he left, let's just say this. If he left, if they went up there to scout it out, to see what was going on, and then, of course, they went back home to get their stuff aligned, get their ish together, right? He was like, see, there's some islands over here. I could just literally we could throw one of our kayaks or one of our boats or whatever he has, right? In the back of the truck or in the camper. And then you guys can just drive me up there and just let me go. Just let me go. This could very well be what it is. It's a short drive. I mean, shoot, that hour and 15 is not that bad. That ain't nothing if you live in Florida. Have you tried Miami traffic? Bruh. Hour and 15 minutes ain't nothing, y'all. It ain't nothing. Nothing. So, what are the possibilities of him chilling out in one of those islands? Like I said, he's an outdoorsman. He's outdoorsy as all get out. The possibilities are endless on that side. So, there you have it. I want to show you guys this tour real quick of the campground so you guys can see it for yourselves, because I don't want to leave you guys empty-handed thinking that I'm going to put that in the title and not show y'all asses this footage. But this is the footage of the actual campground. Let's take a look at this. So interesting. So bloody interesting. I mean, this is Campground 15, and all of them are right next. Both of those spots are right next to large bodies of water. Very interesting. Man. All of that easily accessible, y'all. All of that. Brianna.
So this is just the second time I'm watching through that, and it just dawned on me that for some campsites, I mean, this is pretty well connected. Like it seems like it probably would have quite a few people there. It looks like it's active. I mean, they have a laundry washer and dryer there. Like that's an odd place to go hide with what seems like is probably what looks like could be a popular camping area. I mean, it's designated, so people are going to be there. Unlike out west where people are off the beaten path, like it may be rare for someone to come across someone if they're kind of camping off the grid. So yeah, like I'm shocked by that, but once again, people hide right in plain sight, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, this it's crazy. And also on top of it, yes, it is very easy in a way to hide in plain sight in a way, especially if you're used to or can omit certain things that maybe the normal average human being likes, those certain amenities. Like if you're sitting there going, I don't need a cushy bed to lay in. I can sleep on the ground. I don't need to wash my body every single day. I don't need to have clean clothes on my back every single day. I can endure those certain things. I'm fine with that. But the fact that there is a laundry, like a place to do laundry there, like somebody could easily live there without a problem. Somebody like Brian Laundrie could live there. There is a toilet. There is a pot to piss in. There is a washer and dryer so that he can do his dirty laundry. Pun intended, not intended, high key, low key. But at the same time, if you certainly take away all those amenities and you're cool with those things, you can stay there for a long time. And if anything, you could stay there, hide. You don't even need to stay at one of those camping sites. You could just literally stay off the grid, So of course, like I said, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. And maybe Dog, the bounty hunter, was right. Maybe. You know what I mean? Neil Johnson, thank you so much again for the $5 super chat. He says, who goes camping? A lot of people apparently. He said, who goes camping when your son comes home without his fiance? They're a guaranteed part of the cover-up. Now, and I agree. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. But the one thing that really grinds my gears in this situation here, all right, the thing that really pisses me off about this is that you have the parents know everything, and yet they haven't been arrested. They haven't been charged with anything. Why? Like I said, what is up with the law enforcement down there? Why are they dragging their damn feet? Because by the time they find something to charge them with, those parents are going to be gone too.
Right.
Watch.
Right. So this is just a crazy off the wall thought. I think that they know more. I just want to put it out there that I personally think that they know more. I think that they may be covering for something, but we do know that Brian at some point flew back to Florida, right? And there was the speculation going on that he was moving Gabby's things out. Let's just say this is premeditated and he did, murder her. And he goes back to even throw his family off the trail. Let's say he's packing up her things saying, I flew back, we got into an argument, like she's going to move out. She asked me to put her things in storage. When I come back, Gabby and I will be split up. Like he tells them this story. So then bam, he shows up without her. And they're none the wiser because he's already prepped them that they were going to be split up. So they don't suspect that he should be with her. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm saying that this is very far-fetched. I'm just thinking that where it could possibly be some other random perspective.
Yeah, when it comes to this, I just don't. That is a good theory, though, too. That's a good theory, though, too. What you just said right there, because it could be where he's just came home, said exactly that, but he was getting rid of all of her stuff so that he can cover his tracks, maybe. Get rid of maybe evidence of some sort. Like I said, he's had plenty of time to do whatever he needs to do so that he can get away from it, get away with it. Or he went back home, confessed everything to his parents because he couldn't take the pressure. And then they said, we're doing cleanup. We're going to cover all your tracks. We're going to do cleanup. We're going to do everything we can to make sure our son doesn't get hurt and get into trouble. You know what I mean? And that's a very good point there. That's a very good idea or very good theory. Let's just say that. Neil Johnson again with the $5 super chat. Very true, he says. Very true. They're acting very smug and confidently innocent. Yeah, but they're not. How do we know? Because they ain't saying nothing. That's the thing. They're hiding behind the dumbass lawyer and not saying anything. So what? Who's to say if they really feel innocent or not?
To run with this, to take this in not a different direction on a theory, but just an idea. One of the things that seems to be fascinating a lot of people is, why is this captivating us so much? I mean, something you just said just dawned on me. I think we're so captivated because they're not acting as people have typically acted. Jodi Arias, when she killed her man, her ex-man, she was all like, oh, I want to help, I want to do this. Scott Peterson was all up in the mix and telling the people bold-faced lies. I mean, people think about Casey Anthony. It's like so many people are demanding that we have answers. And then it's funny because when people like Casey Anthony or Scott Peterson speak, we're like, why did the dummy speak? Like, they should have just kept quiet. But now that people are keeping quiet, people don't like that because I think they're so accustomed to people speaking. And I think that this particular case, it's bothering people's sensibilities, because most people would say, well, if you weren't involved or you don't know anything, why aren't you saying anything? Why aren't you helping? And I think also people are intrigued by the fact they're not saying anything, which is often highly unusual in these cases. There's always someone trying to snitch, or someone's always showing out too much that makes them even more suspicious.
Right. No, it's a very good point. I think it's also because we're seeing this in real time, not something that's like a story that broke, but it was already in development for months. And then suddenly, blang, here's the full story. And you're going, oh my God, that happened in our neck of the woods, or this happened in our corner of the world. That is wild. That is crazy. You heard this story, bruh. You know what I mean? The fact that we're actually seeing this in real time, I think also is making people very interested, that are making people, drawn towards it, because we're seeing it in real time. I mean, let's use O.J. Simpson, for example, too. That whole thing, the murder, the trial, all that stuff basically happened in real time, with the media covering everything, because at that time there wasn't really any internet like that. But we were watching it in real time. So everybody was glued to their TVs because we were watching it in real time. And of course, it's like, oh my God, it's OJ. Who did it? Did he do it? Did he not do it? Then of course that turned a whole other conversation that I want to go down to right now. But it was something that we were watching in real time. And then everyone, like I said, everyone wants to break down and a true crime story. Everybody wants to have their theories and talk about certain things. So when we see something like this, yes, it is very enticing to the general public, because it's salacious. It's big. It's like, what? And then you see the woman who died, and then it's like, oh my gosh. And then suddenly the body is found, and then, but we don't know what exactly everything yet. So who did it? How did it happen? Is he guilty? Is he not guilty? Why is he running away? He's out on the lam. What's going on? Why is you see what I'm saying? And it just goes like that, you know? And I feel like till he actually gets caught, if he does get caught, I feel like all of us are going to be sitting here. I mean, it'll be if he ever does, you know, you never know. He might disappear and we might never see him ever again. If that does happen, it'll be a story that people will be talking about for a long time to come. We'll be like, remember that Gabby Petito story that we covered 10 years ago? Wow. We still don't know where that dude is. Hopefully that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. You know, my fingers are crossed on that. You know, this guy needs to be brought in and we need to do the damn thing. Get him in. Let's find out what really went down. Let's hear the truth. Bring those damn parents in. I'm being real. Those parents should be charged with something. Come on, y'all. This is ridiculous. Law enforcement is dragging their feet like this. They need to be throwing them under the damn jail right now with everything. Find something to take that guy, those people down so that they squeal. Make them squeal. Make those tongues waggle. That's what needs to happen. But they're not doing that. Or wiggle. That's what I meant. Make those tongues wiggle. Okay? Not this, oh, let's just keep looking up. No, go to the parents. They the source. They the plug. So let's find out from the plug. You know what? By the way, I see a bunch of y'all, over 800 souls watching the show right now. Please go hit that like button down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, send those likes all the way up. I'd love to see it go past 400 likes before we end the show today. I am going to open up the phone lines for just a hot minute. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. You know, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of opinions. I know that there's a lot of opinions out there. So give me a call, 314-766-4581. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. We do have another super chat. Teddy Bear. Oh, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Says the parents should be acting worried and concerned about their missing kid, putting the whole Gabby thing aside, just in general. The parents should definitely be concerned. And I'm not taking any anonymous phone calls. I'm just going to say that real quick. I do not answer any anonymous phone calls. So please give us a call, 314-766-4581. Would love to hear your thoughts on this whole story. Let me throw it in there one more time. I can pin it to the top real quick. But these people need I'm just saying, people really need to find, like, law enforcement really needs to find a reason to bring this family in, bring in the parents, the Laundrie family in. Let's get this phone call. Hey, you on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Patty Banks.
Hi, Patty Banks. Where are you calling from?
I'm in Palmdale, California.
Right on.
That's about 50 miles north of LA.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling. What's on your mind? Speak on it.
I'm a new subscriber, and I'm glad I found you.
Thank you.
Okay. This is about the two women that were killed.
Oh, sure.
Is it all right? Because you did
It's
go
okay
there for a few minutes.
It's okay. Go ahead,
okay,
please.
So this is something strange. They told their friends that if something happens to us, we were murdered. Did you know that?
Say that again. I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
They told many friends, if something happens to us,
yes,
we were murdered.
Yes, they did. They did. I don't know if you saw the interview that I had with Cindy Sue Hunter, but
I did, but I didn't hear an explanation of that. Yes, I did.
Okay, so from my understanding, the speculation. Sorry, 1 second. I need a. Okay. The speculation that the creepy guy that was lingering around. She said in the interview as well, she doesn't think that it had anything to do with Brian Laundrie, because the timeline does not match with when those two women were murdered. So as far as the connection between the two, there is no connection right now as we speak. But at the same time, I said in the very beginning of that interview as well, law enforcement is not ruling out the possibility of Brian Laundrie being involved, but they don't have anything to pin him there during that time. Now, we all have our speculations about their about the involvement of Brian Laundrie with Schulte and Turner. But like I said, the only person that's really going to have an answer to that is Brian Laundrie himself, or unless somebody else, another eyewitness that was there in the Moab, Utah area, that can attest to his appearance. You know.
Can I say one more thing?
Please go ahead.
This is my point. I'm nervous. I'm paranoid. Hey guys, if something happens to me, I'm murdered. That's weird.
That is
I
weird.
wouldn't go there.
That is crazy. And it's terrifying. Absolutely. But that line could have been about anyone. So we don't know who that person is. They just say creepy guy. This could very well be a completely separate situation.
I'm not talking about who did it. I'm talking about why did they think they'd be murdered?
Right. Because maybe I don't know. Only thing I can say is clearly something was going on where there was a guy being very creepy. They were terrified, scared for their lives. They sent out that text. I mean, honestly, I don't know what else to say on that part.
That
you know what I mean?
me. That helps.
Yeah.
That helps. Can I say one more thing about Brianne?
Sure.
A.K. Lady Dusty?
Please.
She said that I liked the way he could have set up his parents. We broke up. That's why I came home without her. But I would have said, you came home with her van.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, you broke up. You came back without her. But wouldn't she have kept her own van, son?
Bree.
But then again, Gabby did have reluctancy. If you watch the hour-long footage of when they were stopped by the police, she was given the van keys to drive, and she was all like, but I don't, Brian always drives. And you could tell she wasn't comfortable driving the vehicle. And she had indicated that. I'm not saying that. I think that's a good point. I think it's a fair point. Like, why did you have her vehicle? But I also think that Gabby has demonstrated that she really wasn't comfortable operating it either.
Yeah.
Right.
There was definitely a level of dependency that Gabby had on Brian. And I feel like he was the one who was the dedicated driver, the dedicated navigator. I think he's done this many, many times before, as far as going out and driving off into out cross-country driving. I think this is the first time I would think this is probably the first time she's ever gone down this kind of endeavor, and was just, I think, scared of having that responsibility of driving that car on her hands like that. That's my theory. She definitely a lot of dependency going on in that situation for sure.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for the phone call.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks for calling.
Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Nate, calling from Colorado.
What up, Nate from Colorado? What's on your mind, man? Speak on it.
I think there's a possibility that Gabby was the aggressor.
Ooh. This is new.
I think she was the aggressor. I think the reason why it's been so hidden is because the cops have an idea that she was.
Interesting.
And I think the parents knew the relationship better than anybody, and they didn't like Gabby.
Interesting.
And they took Brian's side, I think, right when he got back.
Right.
Because they didn't question why she was gone.
Right. Let me say this. Can I say something,
Yeah.
Nate? Can I say something, Nate?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so real quick. We watched the live. We watched it on one of my lives in a while ago when the body cam footage had just recently come out. We watched it live and we saw all of it. Basically, we went through the big moments, the bullet points, and all that. Now, in the very beginning of that, when I first saw that video and was only reacting on that video alone, I instantly said, she clearly could be the one who's the abuser, but because of what Brian was saying at that time. But then when we start hearing from other stories from other people, it sounded like I said in the first video that I watched the body cam footage, I said clearly there is violence between them. Now, here's the thing. Let me just say this. Let me say this really quick, Nate. Let me just say this real quick. So here it is. Doesn't matter. Because if you really think about it, because I know what you're saying, maybe the parents didn't like, maybe Brian's parents didn't like Gabby because of how she treated him. Same thing on the other side. Maybe Gabby's parents didn't like Brian because of how he treated her in arguments and fights. Like I said, this thing could very well be a 50-50 abusive relationship on both sides of the spectrum. Let's just be straight funky. We don't know everything, right? We don't know the whole spectrum. We don't know the whole scope. But at the same time, we do know that they were violent towards both of each other. Both of them. So, of course, you got parents that are going to say one thing. You got Gabby saying one thing to her parents. You got Brian saying another thing to his parents. What are the parents going to do? They're going to side with their kin. They're going to side with their seed.
That's the thing, yeah. And his parents, they clearly don't even, they don't show any interest in finding Gabby from the start.
It seems as if. It seems like that's the
living
vibe.
Together. Yeah, they live together. So the parents and Brian, they know Gabby better than everybody. Her parents know her, but they weren't living with her for 2 years. So it's very likely that they got into a fight, but she started the fight and he hit her. But, he probably killed her and he panicked, There's a likely that he killed her in defense. But the people, I think the way the media looks at it, the beautiful white girl, they're going to say, well, this guy killed her. Let's go after her.
Right.
At all costs, let's go find this guy. But nobody's saying, well, Brian was the only one that had bruises on him in the body cam. He was the only one that had a bruise on him, the whole time. So it could have just been that he laughed.
Yeah.
I don't think he did, though.
No,
I think the parents have found a way to, they have connections. They thought knew where he was going to be. They hit him. They took his side, and they're protecting him.
Right. Like I said, the possibility, Nate, your theory is not wrong. Just like the theory is Brian was abusive and maybe Gabby was the one who was abused, and then their language, so therefore that opened up a new can of whoop ass on Brian, because maybe that's how they communicated with each other when they got frustrated with each other. They just started hitting each other. You never know. Like I said, you never know. Exactly. She could be the innocent.
It's still bad.
He could be the innocent when it comes to the relationship. Because obviously he's not innocent. But when it comes to that relationship side of things, anything's possible, right? So it's not wrong with you exercising and entertaining that theory, because it is a theory nonetheless. That's the theory I had. I thought maybe he was just tired of getting beaten and messed with. Maybe it was through passion that a crime of passion. He just got angry and just started, and murdered her, or maybe she tried to swing at him. He ducked her swing. She tripped on a rock and fell. There's so many options here, and we won't know it until he comes back and tells us the truth. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, I'll leave it with this just because I know I've been on here for a minute. But if you watch court cases and murderers, the parents will still side by their child,
right?
No matter what. So yeah.
Yep, exactly. No matter what, they will side without a shadow of a doubt. So, like I said, I have my theories, and I got a multitude of them. I'm gonna wait until he comes back and says his ish, right? Says the truth.
Yeah, they find him.
Hopefully, if they find him, right? But I think they will. I think they will. You know, he can't row forever.
Yeah.
He can't be rowing in that
Yeah,
ocean
exactly.
forever. Okay. But hey, man, Nate, thank you so much for the phone call, man. Stay blessed. All right.
You too. Have a good one. Bye.
All right. You too. Peace. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Juliana from New York.
Hi, Juliana from New York. What's on your mind? Speak on it.
Yeah. This is the weirdest, hokiest case I've ever seen in my life.
It's wild, right?
And I mean, it and yet, like everyone says, we're fascinated by it. But I think even the parents, I heard in an interview the father said he never liked any of her boyfriends. He even called him Brienne. There should have been some sort of urgency. You're calling him to ask, where should we be looking? Doesn't that seem like you knew something was wrong?
Bree, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if I have thoughts on this. I mean, if the caller could continue, maybe explain a little bit more. So, can you say more?
I'm trying to mute my TV. I don't know where I'm being heard from.
We hear you loud and clear, sweetheart.
Okay.
But please, do you mind elaborating on your statement?
Yeah, even the parents were like weird because they were trying to get in contact with him. You know, when he, of course, from the beginning, he wasn't given any information, but they wanted to know, where should we be looking? Doesn't that seem like you knew something was wrong? I mean, and even the stepfather, he went out there. He left New York and went out there to help look. It's just, oh my God. Like you say, we're looking at these things in real time, and to know that we saw that girl alive, crying, and then boom, she's gone, and then this man can't be found. They're looking in the swamp, and where there's supposed to be alligators, dangerous snakes, and all of this kind of stuff. What's up? What's up? And like everybody knows, what kind of police work is being done? If that was a black man, come on.
It'd be a done deal.
What?
It'd be a done deal.
They,
That man would have been locked
exactly.
up. That man would have been locked up with the quickness.
I don't even say locked up. He would be. He
Well,
would not be here.
hopefully it wouldn't be that bad. But it seems like those Moab police officers were lazy as hell. So maybe he just would have been locked up. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Yeah, they didn't want to do paperwork.
Yeah.
And look how chummy that officer who was talking to Brian most of the time. He's telling him about his wife, and his wife, was like that. And I said to myself then, I said, you will have some explaining to do to your wife after she sees this. What was that?
Yeah, like I said, this whole situation is just a kerfuffle. I haven't said that word in a while. It's been a kerfuffle. I need that to be a t-shirt, man. I swear to God, I say that every time. But it has been a kerfuffle. And the thing is that a lot of it's not going to be answered until they actually find a reason to bring in the parents, to charge them with something so that we can actually get down to the nitty-gritty. I mean, and the thing is that the law enforcement's dragging their feet on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that their lawyer should be brought in for something too. I've never heard any kind of lawyering like that. I mean, those statements he was making, this is, you got to pinch yourself and say, is this for real?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It is totally unbelievable. Then the bounty hunter comes to the house.
I mean, it's turning into a circus. I mean, it really is turning into a circus, real talk. And this is going to be very interesting when things start to unfold more. I think it's just going to get wilder and wilder. So I keep saying, buckle up. You know what I mean? Buckle up your seatbelts because it's going to be a very interesting and bumpy ride for sure. But thank you so much, sweetheart, for calling in. I really do appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking my call.
Anytime.
And you have a good, safe day.
You too, sweetheart. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So, let me grab this one last phone call. Last phone call. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Crenshaw, man. I'm calling in from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Okay, what's up, man? What's on your mind? Speak on it.
Listen, I'm calling from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Right on. Appreciate it. What's on your mind, man? Speak on it.
Hey, listen, let's look at it this way. The man is driving down the highway. The cop is behind him.
Uh-huh.
The cop is behind him. The cop is behind the guy.
Okay.
And the car is driving erratically, and the cop says he might be intoxicated. Then the cop jumps and he says, "Oh, he just hit the edge of the road." I didn't see nobody pull out no handcuffs.
Nope.
I didn't see nobody do no DUI.
Nothing.
I didn't see nobody say, "Put your hands on the hood. What's your name, sir?
Nothing.
Let me see some ID." I didn't even see no physical ID being passed.
There was. Just so you know, there was. There was physical IDs shown, driver's license and all that. They did those parts. They patted him down. They asked him if he had anything on him, so on and so forth. So they did those things for sure.
Right.
But no head on the hood of the car, no hands behind his back getting handcuffed and detained. No. Hello?
No, not at all. So, my thing is, the second thing is, I've been pulled over before, and I ain't never had no cop offer me no hotel to sleep over at night.
True. Hello?
I'm just saying. You're a little intoxicated, bro. You might be right on the edge of 1.8 or 0.008. So you at 0.7. So I think we'll give you a hotel to sleep in tonight. No, you're going downtown.
True. I mean, but the thing is that I mean, with this guy in this particular situation, he's not intoxicated. They don't drink. Or at least that's what they said in the conversation when they were talking. They don't drink at all. I think the man was just straight up. They were having a fight.
How do we know he wasn't brother? Was he?
Pardon? Say that again. What? He wasn't what? Hello?
He wasn't breathalyzed, was he?
No, he was not.
They didn't give him a breathalyzer, did he?
No, they did
not.
Did
they give her one?
No, they did not. I mean, here it is. They did ask her about alcohol, and she said that they don't drink. So they did talk about that for sure. But my brother
got a sister just crying up in the car. You just got people just driving down the highway, zigzagging, fighting.
Yes, it is one really messed up situation. But my brother, I'm gonna have to let you go. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming on. Have a good one.
I know why she over there laughing because she know I'm keeping it funky with you. She know I'm keeping it funky with you, brother.
Right on. I'm just trying to answer the questions, but I think you're listening to the show and not listening to the actual.
You think on the highway? They didn't get a brother a ticket, man. They gave him a hotel key, dog.
They did. They most definitely did. But my brother, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much because I need to wrap up the show. Stay blessed out there, my
Come
brother.
on, man.
Stay blessed out there, man.
Come on, man.
Peace.
You ain't even get a brother a warning ticket.
No, he didn't get anything like that. You are absolutely right. But I have to get going, man. Stay blessed. Peace. Okay. So that was that. That was that. So some people, I understand. Some people don't have all the information. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be real. Some people just don't have all the information out here. Some people do, and some people don't. And in this particular situation, yeah, there's some people who are a little bit behind on the info, or have not watched the full body cam footage. So on some real stuff. Do yourself a favor. Anybody who's got questions about that, please go check out the body cam footage for yourself. I know it's like an hour or something long. You can skip through some stuff, get to the meat and potatoes of the thing, and you'll find out for yourself whether they were drunk, what their demeanor was, what kind of questions were asked when they were pulled over. But she went and all the things that this gentleman that just called said was debunked or was questioned and answered. Yes, I feel like if it was a different situation, yes, that man would have been locked up. I'm just going to be straight real. No matter what, if the woman was hitting him, I'm just going to be real. All right. But that's another conversation in itself altogether. So, guys, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who came on today. I really, really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot that you guys came on to chop it up with me. Before I say goodbye, my goodbyes and everything, I'm going to say this really quick before I say goodbye to Breon and everything too. I just wanted to say a big shout out and a big reminder. If you have not gotten a chance to check out the interview that I had with Cindy Sue Hunter, the woman that found Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner's body in the Moab area, please, by all means, go check it out. We need to get the information out there because here's the thing. There's some information. There's things that she says in this interview that maybe somebody who was out there may know some information or may have a photo or something in their phone that could help us bring justice for those two young women. So please, by all means, do me that small favor. I know I ask a lot of y'all. But if you guys can do this for me, fam, go check out that interview. It is very, very good. Obviously, I'm biased because I'm the one in it, but at the same time, it is very informative. And her details and what she went through in the story is shocking. So please, go check out that interview. It is right before I did this video, okay? So please go check it out. That would really, really mean the world to me. Okay, Breon, thank you so much for being on, sweetheart. I really do appreciate it. Always.
Thanks for having me. I love co-hosting with you.
Always.
Great audience tonight. Love the chat. You all are amazing.
Yes, you guys are all amazing. And this is...
And I have no poker face. I'm sorry, y'all. I never play cards with me. Never play cards with me.
Actually, I should play cards against you. I'll make a whole lot of monies. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for being on, checking out the show. Do me a favor before you leave, hit that like button. I'd love to see you go past 500 likes before you leave. I saw a bunch of new souls in the house. So please, for those of y'all who enjoyed the conversation, enjoyed what I was covering, please crush that subscribe button or hit that follow button wherever you are watching this show, whatever platform you're watching this show on right here. Also, the other thing is one more thing. I'm almost at 5,000 followers on Instagram. I know, but hey, I'm asking you guys, please go over to my Instagram, The Pascal Show, one word. Hit that follow button if you are on the IG, because I am putting out some things over there, little bits and pieces of things of subjects, matters that I'm going to be talking about on this channel and all that. Please go and do that for me. That would really mean the world to me. Okay. But for those who haven't done it, hit the subscribe button. We do cover a lot of other things other than just missing person cases. We talk about all things, everything that is controversies, conversations, pop culture, news, everything on this channel. So please hit that subscribe button, okay? I will be back on tomorrow morning at 9 Central Standard Time, okay? But before that, I will be over at the Benjamin Dixon Show. So by all means, if you really enjoyed this conversation and the things that we were talking about here, we're going to be talking about that a bunch of stuff, all tomorrow morning. So please hit that subscribe, join us, be a part of the conversation, and let's have some fun, shall we? Anyway, it's time to get going, guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Seriously, guys, be safe out there now. Nowadays, it's getting crazier and crazier. So be safe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.